Yeah, I'm Ray Park. You might see me in Star Wars and G.I. Joe, or not see me at all, but you're watching Down the Road Show. Check it out, or I'm going to come and get you. You know what I mean?
Down the Road Show is a creative venture of Murdock Worldwide Entertainment.
You're listening to the Down the Road Show with JC and Casey.
We have a question for you right here.
Sorry for the talking. Sorry.
Hey Ray, first of all, I met you earlier in the booth.
Yeah,
and
how
I
you
just
doing
wanted
again?
to say thank you
Your
for
first
being
convention.
so personable.
Yeah, first convention. Give it up to it's his first time.
All right, two questions. First of all, how did you end up being cast as Darth Maul? And second of all, when you look at scripts, what do you look for before you decide to do the movie?
The last question, the script is how much money you pay me. How much not dialogue do I have? And how much not makeup am I wearing? And no, I'm being funny, but like I did a movie called King of Fighters. I'll go back to the first one in a minute. I did a movie called King of Fighters, and they gave me the option. I've never had this before. They said, it came through my management. We want Ray to decide, does he want to play Terry or does he want to play Rugal? Rugal's a bad guy, Terry's a good guy. So I looked at the script. Terry doesn't have any action really, got some funny dialogue. So I went back and said, I want to be Terry. But I knew they wanted me to be Rugal, the bad guy. Because I was thinking, I got an injury. Let me work on more the action side and show my comedic side and humor. So they came back and, no, we want Ray to be Rugal. So I read the script again. I'm like, of course, Rugal, he fights everyone. So I was like, all right, you know what? It's a bad guy role. Who cares? I'm going to do it. This will be good. But I was concerned about the height and the difference in, myself and the character from the game. But I looked at it as, I have more screen time because I get to fight everyone in the movie. So this is good. This is good. And I had a lot of dialogue in the movie, and it was funny because when you first start out in acting, if you're an extra, or if you want to get a line. You want to get 2 lines. Give me a line. You get paid more money. You get more screen time. And it's good. It's really good. And I used to think that, I got a line in a movie. It's just really good. But as you get older, it's like sometimes you can speak too much in a film. So it's not like I choose and I'm scared of talking. Some of the roles that I approached or given or auditioned, it's just the way it is. It's the way it's written. And I don't think a lot of people are used to seeing me talking on screen yet, so they're a little bit worried, scared, and with the accent and the makeup, and so I had to cut my lines back. There was just too much. It would have made me look really, really weak. And but sometimes stories have to be told through the bad guy. When the bad guy does the monologues, right? No world is correct. It's always the bad guy having the whole monologue before he's going to beat you up, and then in one swipe, the good guy punches him, and he's out. After a whole ha. So, and then for Darth Maul, I got a call from Nick Gillard, the stunt coordinator, and I was in Thailand at the time with my brother, just finishing up on a movie called Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and that was my first movie. And I got that because they were auditioning martial artists and stunt guys, and because I was part of a gymnastics center where I used to teach children recreational gymnastics and squad gymnastics, and I used the place for training for myself because I was a member of the Great Britain Wushu team. So I was known throughout, the community, and stunt guys would come in and see me bounce around. And I'm like 18, 19, 20, doing crazy stuff, like I'm the man with the sword and spinning around, slapping the floor with a stick. And so I pretty much had the floor to myself and would use the space for tumbling as well. So people knew what I could do, and I was, the quiet guy. So they were auditioning a bunch of fighters around the country, but Robin Shue wanted Wushu. So I was one of the few Wushu guys who did Wushu in the UK. So I was asked to come in and do a stunt audition, and there was about 100 other stunt guys, and I auditioned in front of the director and producer, and I got the job on the spot. All because I was just crazy, and I was fresh out competing, and I was fit. That's what I did, and it was a good apprenticeship for me. I learned a lot. I learned how to clean mats. I learned how to pack boxes, make a cup of tea. I learned how to say yes sir, keep my mouth shut, and also I learned how movies were made. The stunt guys on there were martial art guys, and to this day they're still some of my good friends, and they taught me a lot. And because I wasn't a stuntman, but I wanted to be a stuntman, but I also wanted to be an actor, but I didn't know how to do it. But I knew if I did stunts like Jackie Chan, I could do my own stunts, and or even I got one stunt job, I could get in as acting. I could be able to charm my way and smile, and then sort of work that way. And it did in a roundabout way. I realized I didn't want to be a stuntman on Mortal Kombat because I was doubling for James Remar. And I hated covering my face up and doing it. I wanted to show off, because in wushu, competing, you have to show yourself off. You have to say, this is me. So I wasn't used to that. And then Nick Gillard was friends with the stunt coordinator of Mortal Kombat, and he said, look, we're looking for someone. We need someone to play this part. Do you know of anyone? And my name was put in the hat. So I was asked to come in, and I auditioned, and I showed Nick Gillard. This is back in the times before demo reels. This was like, you show your portfolio. I turned up, bless you, in my Great Britain wushu tracksuit. I had all my spears and my swords, and Nick and I got on really well. And then he introduced me to the producer and all the other producers, and then special effects. I went, wait a minute here, I might have this job. And it just, I auditioned, and here we are, It was just luck and fate, so. See what happens when you drink Monster drinks? You talk too much. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, okay, when is he going to do a backflip? When is he going to do a backflip? Star Wars. I knew it was Star Wars. I grew up with Star Wars. Like, my mum was sick of that, was sick to her teeth of Star Wars going on. And Superman and Kroll and Treasure Island, but they were the movies that my brother and I watched. We were like, I was sick. And because daytime TV was rubbish in England, it's like a little bit like it is now, but there was only 3 channels. So we'd put in Star Wars. My dad was able to get a copy of Star Wars, and we'd be watching it, and it would go on and on and on forever, and ninja movies. But when I got the part for Darth Maul, I knew it was big, but I didn't know. In my mind, I was saying, don't let it get to your head. Don't let it get to your head, because I was scared of me stopping trying, I didn't want. I've always been used to trying my best, give it everything I got, and not be influenced by anything else. So it was nice to know that I was part of something big, and I didn't care if I had one line or not. I just wanted to get a kick in there. I just wanted to get a flip, I knew my voice was going to be dubbed anyway, so I was like, okay, cool. I don't care, I just want, to give me 2 seconds so I can go, yeah, and call up my master in Malaysia and said, yeah, I did it, so it was because I got into wushu because I wanted to get into films, and I had a big argument, like a fist fight with my dad, almost, because he wanted me to be a fighter, like a boxer, because you make more money as a fighter, because you make nothing. He says, look, all I care about is if you put bread on the table and you provide for your family one day, I'm happy. But at the time doing wushu, my dad was paying for me to travel to compete. He was paying for my tracksuit. And he's like, you represent your country, but why are you paying for it? He said, you're supposed to be looked after, So, but I said, Dad, you just got to believe me. One day I'm going to get into films.
OG's Pizza and Brewing Company in Anaheim, California is just moments away from Disneyland and the Anaheim Convention Center. Their friendly staff is serving up fun for the whole family in a sports-oriented atmosphere with great food and delicious beers. Join them on your next trip and enjoy different happy hour specials 7 days a week.